Hello guys, and welcome to a new video today by me, Vulcan.
Let's go!
Today I'm playing with the M18 Hellcat on World of Tanks, and this is an American tank destroyer on the turreted tree in the tech tree. And I really like this tank. I had a couple of really good battles with it, so I wanted to share them with you today. I was going to bring you a Type T-34 battle today, but unfortunately, because I haven't been playing necessarily as much as I should have, I haven't managed to upgrade the tank very much, and it's not very good because of that. And therefore I didn't want to bring you any really crap battles with it, because honestly I'm not doing too well with the tank at the moment. And I feel the tank does sort of have a big impact on how well I play. Anyway, at the moment I'm being pretty precarious with the M18. I sort of know my limits with this tank because it is very fast, and it really suits my play style. And using third person there, I do manage to get a hit onto that KV-1S, and I did get a hit onto the AMX M4 earlier, but I didn't do any damage because I think I hit the tracks. But I almost picked up that kill there using basically just my turret peeping over to take shots at these tanks. Now, I'm not doing too well with these shots. I would normally do about 250 damage with this gun. It can do a reasonable amount of damage. The really good thing about this gun is that it can take on like tier 7s no problem. And with that M6 gliding into the ARL-44, I take my chance to just really concentrate fire onto that thing before it gets away. Now, only having one shot onto that means that I'm again just basically hitting any target I can. And, well, not being able to really stay over that hill because I'm going to be hit by people hiding in the trees over there, I have to come back over, and I decide to help out this AT-1 on our team with the Type 58, which is the T-34-85 equivalent for the Chinese. And this is actually the tank that my friend was using the other day when I was playing, and I think it's quite a good tank, but out of there he was way out of position. He really got himself caught out, and that probably wasn't such a good thing. Anyway, with this AMX M4 heading backwards, I managed to really pick up that kill as soon as he tries to retreat, because on that hill you are in like a perfect flanking position to really get a lot of kills. Now, with that done, I use my speed to quickly get down and catch out this AMX-12T and hit him in the side of the turret. Probably really wasn't expecting that to happen so quickly, so there I managed to get another hit onto it before it was finished off by someone else. And at this point I'm basically just trying to do as much damage as possible to get as much XP as I can, because I think this battle was my double XP battle for this tank for the day, so I really needed to get the XP. So I wasn't worried about not getting the kills as long as I got all the damage on. Now there you can see that I could see the Hellcat with my crosshair, but when I went into first person I couldn't. And being a bit greedy, I push up and I do get caught out by this M6. Now, what's really crazy about this, he should have killed me with that shot, but instead he hit my tracks, and I actually repaired my tracks accidentally instead of my engine. Now, that was obviously a bad idea for me, because the Hellcat relies on its engine so much to keep up the speed. So anyway, somehow I managed to reverse it all the way backwards, allowing the RT to finish him off, as he's trying to stay there and really get the kill as soon as I pop out again. Not that I was going to, I was literally just waiting for someone else to help me out. So now I'm really just struggling to get across the map with a broken engine, and I did spot the KV-1S down under the bridge earlier. So knowing that that's there and that I've got a cliff that's going to get me down there pretty quickly, I take my chance and I slide my tank down the side of the cliff. And then pushing onwards, get into a position where I can shoot him straight in the arse. Now my my engine isn't powerful enough now to reverse back up onto the cliff, so I basically have to go down it, and I do just at the right time to pick up the kill onto that tank. Now moving onwards, I go to find the arty now, but then we spot it's up on the hill, and I think, fuck that, I am not going up that hill with a broken engine. That would just be so boring. So I just decided, hell, I'm gonna go capture. It'd probably be a hell of a lot quicker for me especially. Now other people can probably go kill that in the meantime, so I'm not too bothered. I'll just get some capture points, and I'm just trying to really adjust my tank so I can look straight up over the ridge in case the artillery decides to push over. So eventually I'll just zoom in slightly so I have a better view than grass, and well, I just wait for the T21 to really just finish off the AMX-13, and he actually sets him alight, which finishes off very quickly, and I sat there with about 10 or 15 capture points. So there we go, that's the first replay, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that one. I've actually got the scoreboards on there now, so basically I'll edit that in, so hopefully you'll be able to see how much I've done during the battle. So I think I got the badge where you get the multiple shots onto different targets in this one. So anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this one. Just going to go on to the next one now. So moving on to the second map of the day. This was an insane battle for me. I do very, very well, and the reason being was I felt like a ghost. Honestly, nobody really shot me throughout the entire battle. It was like I didn't exist. This is a tier 5 battle really, and I'm lucky enough to get in this as a tier 6 tank, and well, I make the most of it, I really do. Now when you get matches like this, especially if you're, say, that T25-1 at the top of our team, you really do need to take advantage of these situations, because it doesn't happen very often and you can do a lot of damage in these games. So anyway, I use my speed to really just outflank the enemy early on. Our scout tanks actually do very, very well in holding up the enemy early on, which allows me to get into a great position on the enemy. So seeing that that light tank's managed to push up so far and he hasn't spotted any tanks coming over, I use this ridge just in front of me here to get into a really good position to start hitting the sides of the people who are hiding behind the rocks. Now that's the first kill I get. I was pretty lucky that somebody else hit him beforehand, but I changed my shot from the Panzer IV. Gotcha. But as soon as I see him again, I shoot him and do 275 damage. I think that's way above the average in damage, and managed to get a nice, another kill on that. It's basically a double kill. It was so bloody quick. It's like one shot after the other. Now I thought I was lucky enough to get a shot on then onto the LCMX, but it was too good to be true, of course. And taking my chances, I managed to hit another shot onto the Panzer IV, which then gets hit again by another tank, but is still alive. So knowing that's still there, try and peek over and take the kill, but an M7 manages to do so before me. And well, now with this light tank helping me, I do have a really good sight of what's going on, and I use that to my advantage through the entire game. This scout did very, very well in keeping me informed on where everyone was on the battlefield, and really allowed me to get behind the enemy and outflank them in a really, really good position. Now I know there's no I know there isn't any artillery on the enemy team, so I basically take advantage of that and use the open ground, because that's where the Hellcat really comes into its own. It's really, really good and really manoeuvrable. And this T-34, or the Type T-34, does spot that I turn around, but quickly poking my turret over, I do get a nice kill onto that. Now there is a AT sitting back there. Fortunately, he doesn't notice me. I thought he would turn around at any moment, but he's obviously focusing on people that are on the flag, and that really allows me to just take them both out and then move on behind this IS, which is caught terribly out of position once I'm behind him, and me being able to do a decent amount of damage into his rear really gives our team the advantage at this point in the game, because the teams are relatively even at this point. Both teams are taking out a certain amount of tanks, but with me really helping to take out the IS, we now have a tier 7 and they don't in a tier 5 battle. So now with that dead, I leave those 3 guys in the capture point to keep capturing, and I head over to the other side to try and get Top Gun. Now there's 5 people left on the enemy team, and there a T-52 manages to get the kill onto an M7 before I do, which sort of denies my Top Gun. But determined to get it, I continue to fire at these tanks. I managed to track the M4A3E2, which is basically the jumbo version of the Sherman, and with a second shot onto that tank I managed to secure the kill. Now at that point the 3 people at base managed to capture the objective, and I spot an S-33CA, which is one of the French tier 3 tank destroyers. Unfortunately the game ended at that moment and I didn't manage to get another kill, but I did a lot of damage and I got 6 kills, which is Top Gun, which is very, very good for any tank really, and I was quite chuffed at getting that, especially in such a short game. So yep, there's a scoreboard, and I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I'm sorry it's been a pretty short video. I was going to do the Type T-34, but as I say, I haven't really upgraded it much, so I didn't want it to be boring. So hopefully those are some really nice games for you to like, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.